a long one here. Review, I mean. And, yes. So, hello one, hello all. It's the gothiest ghost of them all, Caspa in the flesh, and it's time for a review of Lana Del Rey. Did you know there's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard? And this right here is her newest LP. Lana Del Rey, singer, songwriter extraordinaire, and she's back, and lately she's been pretty consistent in terms of releasing albums. Quality wise, it's been a spotty ride. I would say her early stuff pretty soulless by the numbers, could not get with the whole, oh, I'm a badass because I stay up late, I smoke, I have sex, you know what I mean? It's just like regular things that don't really make you like badass, you know? And yeah, it just wasn't for me. And on top of that, the vocals bored me to tears. Like, I'm just listening like, like, it just put me into a lull. And not to mention, I didn't really care for the inclusion of hip-hop in her music. It just didn't go well. But yeah, slowly but surely, I did start seeing improvements, though. I did see, like, more life, more gas in the tank. But I feel she absolutely nailed it on NFR. Writing was great. Production was great. She really came into her own on that one. Like, it was a great emotional ride, and I loved it. Production was very tangible, vocally moving. And after that, we kind of just got like some decent projects, not terrible projects, but decent, like not really better than NFR, if I'm being honest. However, on this one right here, that is not the case. The stars have aligned once again and became even stronger on this one. However, by the cover, I was a little nervous because I'm looking at it and I dug the teasers, which we'll get into, but when I saw the cover, it just looked kind of 50s, and I didn't really like the way she did the 50s style in the beginning of her career, so I'm like, no. But good news, she didn't really do that on here. It's a little more 60s, early 70s style folk, and she does it well, and I love it. And like, there's really no complaints here for me. I mean, there's a little bit. Don't get me wrong. Don't get carried away here. Like, there is the track Kitsugi, which just drags on. It's a 6-minute track. I didn't really feel it needs that. Like, the pianos are super somber. The lyrics are definitely sad. And the whistles are a nice touch, but it really just drags on and doesn't really amount to anything as emotionally compelling as you would hear in comparison to other crushers on this album. The song Fishtail is like, her vocals are just mixed obnoxiously on here with auto-tune, and it really sounds more like a mistake than an artistic statement, if I'm being honest. But yeah, like, those are pretty much enough of the lows. The lows, we don't really have much lows. We have a lot of highs. And we love the high around here. Don't we? Don't we love the high? Don't we love the high? Yeah. When I get my editing and computer, you'll hear sound effects. But not in this video, though. Because, man, this is indeed a great album. Like, she really nailed it on here, going above and beyond, like even better than NFR. as great as that album was. The producing on here is great. We got the producer from Lana herself, and none other than the producing legend, Jack Antonoff. He is on here. And even making an appearance vocally on here, which we'll get into later, which is a gorgeous, enchanting track, Margaret. Like, he's all over this thing. The singles going through this definitely kept me excited for the album, though, as I alluded to earlier. Grant's truly amazing, grand, eye-widening opener here, with impassioned vocals, like beautiful piano leads, compelling lyrics of like her religiosity. I love the development of this track too. It's fantastic. Probably her best single and opener yet. A&W, which is a 7-minute confessional folk ballad monster. I love the textures here. I love the rawness. I love the tasteful displays of trap and pop in the end. It just goes into like these hypnotic bass tones, like something out of a Death Grips thing. And it's crazy, like, to think about it, like, wow, Death Grips is making its way into Americana. That is something. That is something. But yeah, blissful, soulful string samples on the back end. Mwah, chef's kiss. Hopefully Sean Donato doesn't get at me for that one, because that's his thing. So saying that, like, all my expectations were high, and were definitely met. I couldn't be happier with the remainder of the deep cuts here. Yes, it's immaculate. Strings, elegant pianos. Also on here, Lana's pulling from all different directions here, from art pop to chamber pop to baroque pop, psychedelia, like on the track Let the Light On, which is a gorgeous strummed guitar track, glowing chords. It's very Beatles. She even mentions the Beatles on here. And I love how Lana puts like her sensual, smoky vocals on here, and it just complements Josh Tillman's voice, just coalescing beautifully on here. And if I can go back to the opener, I love the a cappella intro on here. Like they're doing like these raw vocals in unison, and it just sounds beautiful and goes seamlessly into the dramatic piano part of the track. And she just opens up with these lovesick, sarcastic lyrics. So you say that there's a chance for us. Should I do a dance for us? Like, you know, she's definitely, I think she is definitely a student of Father John Misty, because Father John Misty takes serious subject matter, adds a little sarcasm in the mix. Obviously, I would say ideologically they differ, but it's definitely kind of the same format with her own twist, and I love that. And I love, like, the power of the lyrics here. Like, songwriting wise, she has gone Super Saiyan 2 on this, or maybe close to God mode on here. Like, it's about this distraught relationship on the rocks, trying to make things work, bending over backwards for the sake of her love interest, their family, how she wants to make the best memories of them together. And after that, after she passes, she just wants that memory to stay. It's very sweet, it's very powerful, very endearing. I love the gospel-like choral vocals leading the track off. And I swear, Lana is, like, review aside, definitely going through it here. This time around, I would say there's even more emotional tragedy here. We also have the powerfully crushing title track, where she delivers like the most heart-wrenching, borderline goth hook I've probably heard all year. Open me up, tell me you like it, F me to death, love me until I love myself. What? There's a tunnel under Ocean Boulevard, which is historically a tunnel that has been forgotten, unfortunately, and she's hoping that she's remembered in the same way of that tunnel. Like, she really took her songwriting here, as I said, to Super Saiyan levels. And God, the song just makes me want to cry and die, like, and ascend into the endless bliss that this track offers. Like, it's just divine instrumentation, and I just want to lay with it. Ah! And the piano ballads, man, they do continue. The piano ballads do continue emotionally striking, like tears from Cheers, honestly. Or Tears to Cheers on the next track, from heartbreak to fed up with your bullshit. Piano ballad. Like, this is basically take me as I am. I am well aware of your games. If you want some basic bitch, go to Beverly Center and find her. Like, she is really letting it known on here. She is not taking it. And yeah, like, she knows what she wants, and you know where to find her if you want her. Like, the melodies just have like this classic vintage vibe, and these expressive chords, the vocals just whirling against like these lush strings and piano chords. Yeah, she's doing it on here. She is doing the thing. Lana is Lana-ing on this album. Bang! Now, with the album being as sad, poetic, and outspoken as it is, I feel like A&W shakes things up a bit, which translates to American Whore. The things, like, it starts off a bit dreary, but then goes into like these nocturnal future madness type production that I described earlier. Like, you definitely get like a good flow here. Like, it doesn't drag for like a long time. It's not somber throughout. You definitely get breaks here. But then we get like this odd interlude where Lana is watching this preacher do a sermon as she's like laughing in the background. And I get this album has like a religious angle, but I feel like it's kind of tacked on. It pretty much sounds like the singer-songwriter equivalent of a Godspeed interlude, if I'm being honest. We then get Candy Necklace, where Lana finds herself driving out in the middle of nowhere, infatuated as all hell, but at the same time, like, it's basically driving her to a very unhealthy place. And she is like digging this guy, moving reckless, dancing like the young and restless. And as the song progresses, like, you really understand like this is a toxic situation here. And like, it really brings her to a place of wanting to do self-harm. While this guy is like her high, it's definitely her low as well. Like, realizing she's obsessed with it. Like, she's broken by the guy who can also fix her but then break her again. And also I dig the nod to Tribe Called Quest. That was fire. But yeah, like, you're seeing romantic tragedy and how she's just so outspoken about it. And Lana's emotions definitely do continue as she's projecting her tragedies again, but this time it's more in terms of family, life, death, contemplating on how many years she has left. And if she does make it, which family member will be by her side? Will all the family members be by her side? And she's asking, like, her sister, is her baby okay? Will she have a baby of her own? There's so much, like, arrival and departure here. And she just wants to know, like, what the present's like, what the future's like, the traumatic loss of, like, losing a family member to suicide. And then looking forward to making a family. Like, Lana is definitely going through deep thoughts here, to say the least. But And I can truly and honestly say, um, like, you would definitely have to listen to this to take it all in for yourself. Because I feel if I said any more, I would probably ruin it. Also, Paris, Texas, Lana shows referencing more places, more culture, and history. But this time, she's using that as a way to talk about how she feels like she's in a place and it's not for her. Everyone's moving along, everyone is enjoying themselves, feeling like they belong, but really she feels like she doesn't belong here. And with these lyrics, everyone's star is bright, brighter than you are. It's time to go. And she returns to Venice, which, if you've listened to the NFR album, you definitely hear the song Venice Bitch, which one of my least favorite tracks, but that's neither here nor there. It's definitely referenced on this thing, and you kind of see why. Because she is returning there, and even though like she is alone, she has no one to connect with now. She feels more at peace. She feels more at peace by herself. So I guess you would say this is like the introvert anthem without it being anthemic, but still touching. And the ascending melodies and like these nimble piano leads as Lana leads on is just so elegant, so beautiful. And grandfather, we then get grandfather, please stand on the shoulders of my father while he's deep sea fishing. Lana gets more open here while she's talking about how she's overcome these odds despite what people think. Like, she didn't really have any other person help her with that. With the assumption of society that, like, a man helped her out or friends helped her out. But really, she's saying that, like, her spirituality helped her out. Her believing in herself really helped her find the repairments she needs through her healing process. She feels like it's through, like, a divine type thing. And the wailing vocals on here on the back end definitely remind me of, like, Alanis Morissette. We then get a beautiful collab with none other than Jack Harlow. Jack Harlow. What the hell am I talking about? Jack Antonoff. But yeah, genius producer behind this whole album, and God, the pianos on here are so mesmerizing. Like, Jack's aged vocals complement the track well. It's a beautiful song, like a letter to a friend, but the letter is a story of how Jack met his fiance, and it's just so beautiful, so cute, so clever. Pretty much asking like important questions, like if you have to ask yourself, how do you know this is the right one? Then the answer is no, you don't know. How do you know? You don't know. And by the time passes on, you should realize if this person is the one for you. But yeah, and also there's like a stillness to this, so you definitely get the wedding vibes, you definitely get the pristine elegance that a wedding song needs. And also things, I guess I was a little thrown off by the spoken word thing, but it kind of grew on me a little bit at the end. But yeah, it's romantic, but it's also uplifting in a way. It's encouraging in a way. Because they're like, you never know what tomorrow brings. So don't give up, because you never know what tomorrow brings. Powerful, very beautiful, very endearing song. Another song, things take a not safe for work turn on the song Peppers, featuring Tommy Genesis, which is more of a sample. It's a very steamy, sexy song here, sexy banger. Lana really finds herself deep in love with this romantic partner, and they're getting it on to the Chili Peppers. And I guess you could say it's a song about pleasuring your partner. Hands on her knees, you could braid my hair. I mean, we're all adults here. you know where this is going. I would hope you know where this is going. But yeah, she is just crushing it on here. Like, and I feel like, speaking of crushing, on like this dismal, crushing, heart-wrenching ride, we are definitely in need of a release here, in need of a break. And I feel this is the break we needed. Like, it's definitely psychedelic, it's bouncy, it's cute. You got like a dreamy surf rock groove at the end with a nice bass line. It's sexy, it's fun, it's necessary, and I'm glad it's here. I'm glad it's here. The closer doesn't really wrap up things as strongly as I want them to. I feel it starts off strong, you know. But then we get like the samples of Venice Bitch, and it just kind of sounds like a cheap remix in a way of a track that I wasn't really too crazy about in the beginning. But yeah, aside from that, aside from the album not closing as strongly and some duds here and there, my God, this thing is great. Lana has moved me lyrically. Production is fantastic. Definitely contender for album of the year. Definitely singer-songwriter album of the year. And I haven't even listened to The Boy Genius yet. But yeah, so far, compelling album. Definitely Lana's best album ever. And yeah, I'm loving it. I'm just friggin' loving it. I'm feeling a 4.5 out of 5 on this. But if you've given this album a listen, what did you think of it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Why? And that's it. Lana Del Rey, Caspa, Gothic Ghost, till we meet again.